I'm an independent consultant working as a solicitor. So what makes it great for me is the variety of clients that I get to work with, from big corporations to individual micro businesses and anywhere in between, really. For me, it's about being a partner with a client and their business. So I helped a lady recently who runs her own business, and she had run into an issue relating to trademarks, which is one of my specialist areas. And I simply turned what she felt was something in a foreign language, I just made it understandable for her. That kind of thing makes me really pleased. I've long wanted to help people. I think we all, when we've worked for a long time doing something, and in particular there was a lot of studying involved to qualify as a solicitor, I know a lot, and I think it's often good to appreciate that actually something that I know instinctively is of real value to somebody else. For me, a big thing about anything I do is about relationships. So my business is based on establishing good relationships. If my clients and I get on, it makes the working process that much more enjoyable, and we achieve things more efficiently. So if it's a big organization and I'm working with different divisions within it, then it's important to establish those relationships at the outset, because they have to feel comfortable talking to me, sharing information with me. And so that's something that I pride myself on and is regularly recognized. Everything I do, I'm proud of. It's hard work working independently, and I didn't really appreciate that until more recently. I think once I'd really started working independently with more clients and juggling, spinning plates, and trying to manage everything. And it's great because I want to do it, and if I'm doing work for a client, it's because they enjoy working with me and I've done a good job. I'm very lucky that clients I've worked with have asked me to go back and work with them again, and they've referred me to other people. So word of mouth at the moment is what is driving the majority of the work I do. And so that is an achievement, and an achievement that I have made a success of what I'm doing for these last 5 years, and business is growing. What led me to join is, well, we were in lockdown and I had a lot of time to reflect. It had gone very quiet for me work-wise, so there was a lot of time for reflection, and I was also doing a lot of work around who my support network is, who it is that I can have within that network to lean on and to share things with and get help from, but also just to be with a similar group of people who are doing not necessarily what I do, but who are working the way I do. And it just opens up the opportunities for meeting people and making connections, and you just never know where those will lead. But I must admit, I have listened to, I think, pretty much every one of the IR35 webinars that have been run, and they're always really useful. And there's a lot of repetition of things, but that's useful in itself because it does cement it in the mind. And I have referred back to everything I've learned and heard on those, because I'm working with a new client at the moment, and I'm having to do it within IR35. I knew theoretically about IR35, but suddenly I was in it, and I needed to refer back to a lot of what I'd heard, and also I reached out in the Facebook group to other members just to see other experiences, and I do feel strongly about supporting what IPSE do, because it helps us. So without us giving our input and giving the support, you can't help us. So I'm always keen to do what I can. I would, definitely, because I do know that there's a tribe of people out there working in the same way as me, and we should all be in it to support each other, and also have a body who is working on our behalf and doing what it can to make things work well for us. So I definitely would. I've certainly had nothing but positive experiences. There's always lots of information, and it's my go-to. IPSE, obviously as a member they would be, but even prior to that would be my go-to place for information that's relevant to me. It means being able to play tennis in the middle of the day. No, more seriously though, it means, I think I've already mentioned, sort of flexibility and choice and control, and running a business the way I want to run it. I have some very strong ideas about what's important. I have very strong values, and I want to be able to offer a service in the way that I think is the best way. And being self-employed allows me to do that. So everything I do is the way I want it, and that brings me professional satisfaction. It's all on my shoulders, and that's a very, very positive thing. It has its downsides as well, but so yeah, I suppose flexibility, control, choice, variety. That's what self-employment is for me, and fun.